In this video, I'm going to challenge myself to build a front fender from scratch without doing any kind of welding. Rather than using the bungs that you see quite often, and then they get the round bar and attach the round bar to it by welding, and use that as the legs, I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I'm also going to show you a few other techniques you can do to make yours completely unique. Let's get into it. And as I mentioned earlier, giving you another really cool, unique idea is to make dimple dies for your front fender. Now you don't have to necessarily make these, you can probably buy them the size that you want. And that just gives you a place to then put the bung, put a bolt through that, keep that in place, and then you can just bend up the round bar to wherever it needs to be and then weld them in place. That just gives you another option. These ones were probably just a little bit too big for the actual size of the fender. That was the first set that I made, and then I went ahead and made another set. I didn't have another fender to try it on, but I did do some experimenting on some scrap metal. That's the first one, as you can see, and then there's the smaller one. I think that would look a lot better on that fender. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm going to try and challenge myself to make this entire part without firing up my welder. It's all going to be bolted together, and you can see I've just made another fender. It's exactly the same process as what you saw earlier. If you're enjoying this kind of stuff, please smash that like button for me, and also go and subscribe if you're into bike building videos, because I share a ton of stuff just like this, sharing the entire journey step by step on how to make things. The sides are going to be made of 3mm aluminium sheet, and it's what I had in stock, but I can tell you this is quite a challenge to bend this to follow the same curve that is on the top of the fender. And I need to make two of them identical, a mirror image on each side. So let's see how we go. If you have a motorcycle, I want to take a quick second to talk about carburetor synchronization, something we all need to do if we have a bank of carburetors. This is the tool I've been using. I really like it. It was sent to me by the DigiSync company themselves, and I've been using it on all of my bikes ever since. All you're basically doing is adjusting your butterflies so they're all perfectly even. It's such a simple thing to do, and you can get them fairly accurate by doing a bench sync with the carburetors off the bike. But once the bike is running and it's warmed up, that's when you need to make your final adjustments, and having the right tools to do that is where it really matters. You can get dial gauges or liquid gauges, and they do work, don't get me wrong. What I love about this tool is it's just so simple to use. It's no bouncing needles to adjust. It's just a one button, turn it on, it self-calibrates, and it's going to check the vacuum in all of your carburetors. So you have a better, more stable idle. Thing will start better, you have more performance, more power. It's really no brainer. Once you get one of these things, you'll never go back to those old gauges again. And now let's get back into the fabrication. And if you don't have a ton of tools and machinery and you still want to make something custom, here's how I would have done it in the early days. What I would do is I'd probably purchase these. You can get these readily available in most motorcycle stores online. Grab yourself the fender so you don't have to worry about making that. See if you can get yourself some fat washers like the thickness of 3 or possibly even 4 of these. And these are gonna act like standoffs. Drill 2 holes on this side, 2 on that side even. And then I'll make you a leg and show you exactly what you have to do. You just need to make 4 of these legs, and all you're gonna really need is a saw to cut the aluminium and a drill to drill the holes. I think this looks pretty trick considering it's really easy to make. It may not look as fancy as some of the ones that are out there, but you made it yourself, be proud of it, and just keep the journey of the bike build going. Another really cool idea, or should I say feature for your front fender, is to run a bead all the way around the border. This will just add a little bit more depth to it. You're gonna need a bead roller for this or know somebody with one, but it's just a really cool feature, I think. After spending way too long trying to curve this, I decided to just anneal it, which is just heating up the aluminium and letting it cool down naturally, which will make it a lot more pliable. And maybe I should have just let this cool down a bit before I started bending it. That is actually quite hot, even through the gloves. If you are going to try something like this and you're going to use aluminium, make sure you do anneal it. It makes it way more malleable and easier to work. I'm really stoked with how it turned out. I couldn't be happier. Absolutely love it. Think it suits the bike perfectly. Let me know, should I paint it or should I brush finish it? I've left these legs just a little bit longer than what I needed so that I can trim them up later, and also I need to put a bolt through the bottom of this one here. I've got a ton of videos showing you step by step on how to make stuff for your motorcycle, so go and check them out. I'll leave a couple here that I think you might like.